Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of Remand.
So Remand, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs, the CFOs, and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's the deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African American community leadership. Remand is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being Remand.
What's up, people? It was not a mistake. I had Leroy and
I can't hear you at all. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Dwight Robinson, what's up? Can you hear me? Crystal, can you hear me? As you guys come in, do me a favor, let me know whether or not y'all can hear me. So that I can, Crystal say, yes, yes, you can hear me. Dwight says, yes, yes, you can hear me. So Leroy, it's you. Yeah, so good morning to y'all. Okay, outstanding. Thank y'all for letting me know. Good morning to y'all. It's been a great morning already. It's been a phenomenal weekend. It's been a good time. So I'm trying this new backdrop. I don't really like the way that it is working. So I may kind of take it off in any moment. Let me see if Leroy, can you hear us now, Leroy?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Now we can't hear you. We can't hear you now.
No, I can hear you.
We can't hear you.
No, I can hear you. Really?
Background is. Yeah, I know, Crystal. I'm trying something out.
Because I hear you fine.
So let me take it off. I don't really like it either. So let's do this a little better. Let's see how this works. You can hear Leroy. I can't hear Leroy.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Leroy?
You sound fine to me.
Let's see. Technical difficulties is a part of what happens, right? Your background is not working well done. Yes, ma'am. I removed it. Thank you. And y'all can hear Leroy. I can't
Crystal,
hear.
can you hear me?
I don't know what that is about.
Yeah,
Something here.
because I couldn't even hear the
There we go.
intro,
I can hear.
so I
I can
don't
hear
know
you now.
if anybody else.
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what
Okay.
that was about. It's probably something on my end, which is
Yeah.
absolutely cool and fine. Good morning to you, black man. How are you?
I'm good. How about you, bro?
I'm good, man. So those of you that are popping in, let me make sure that you guys, we're saying hello to everybody. That is Coach Walter Sellers, award-winning, world record holding Coach Walter Sellers.
You see that video he popped up there this morning?
I did not. Dwight Robinson said, "Good morning, Kings." What's it say?
No, he on there flexing his muscles, bro. Up there lifting. I forgot how much the weight was. He down
Yeah,
there bench pressing. I'm like, see,
yeah,
cuz.
yeah. He's probably still in a little bit of competition with me because the last time we benched, I put up more than he did, and so you know, so you know, he's probably feeling a little
For
intimidated.
those of you that see, for those of you that have seen Coach Walter Sellers, you know he is not worth no Donald Morton.
See, this is what happens. Y'all doubting your boy. I'm telling you, he doesn't like to bench with me. He doesn't like to bench, and I understand it. Like when these guns walk in the room, all that world record holding nonsense goes out the window. Donald is in the room. You understand? Donald is in the room. Dwight said, "I hear you both now." Great, man. Thank you,
He
dude.
says so.
Yeah, Donald, man, you a hater, man. This is what I'm talking about. Hey, babe. Top of the morning to Lala. Yeah. So I want to challenge Coach Walter Sellers to a bench press competition, and we're gonna start off putting 280 on the bar. We're gonna start off with 280 on the bar. Leroy, what's up, brother? You trying to join the beer gang, huh? Okay, I see you. No, he can't join the beer gang. No, he's not trying to join the beer
Not at
gang.
all.
Leroy is babyface Finster. He's
That's right.
he's not had a beard. Well, so let me tell y'all the story, right? I found this out from a very reliable source. Leroy doesn't know that I know this, but I found it out because I asked questions. Before I asked him to join me as a permanent co-host of the Grown Man Podcast, I had to do some background, figure out who he was and which is a part of the reason why I found out he's got kids. But this is a part of what happens is like Leroy's shade. If you knew, I heard this from a reliable source, member of the family. Leroy had a beard, and you know when you have a full beard, you look differently than you do when you shave your beard off. So one would have to ask the question, why did Leroy shave his beard? Why did he shave his beard? Right? He shaved his beard because he's running. He's running. He's running from the Division of Child Support Services, who have not seen him in years. He's in arrears. And the only way, I heard this from a reliable source, the only way for him to keep them off his back is for them not to recognize who he is. Leroy can wear a beard if he wanted to. He doesn't want to, because no one knows this Leroy. People know the other Leroy with the full beard. So if you've ever seen a mountain man with a full beard down here, like that, right? If you've ever seen a mountain man, if you've ever seen a mountain man, then you will know what Leroy had. He doesn't have it anymore. He has successfully evaded years and years of no, Crystal, not trying to join that gang. He's already a member of the gang. He's already a member of the beer gang. He doesn't wear it for obvious reasons, the reasons for which I've shared it with all of you today.
That's right. I'm gonna come with the magic marker beard like these dudes be doing these days with their hairline.
Look at what Marla said. Marla said, "This is how rumors get started." Well, I didn't start the rumor. I just talk with family, and I'm not going to tell y'all what family members I talk to. I'm not going to do that, but I will tell you I talk with family, and they were more than happy to sit me down and say, "Yeah,
Yep.
Leroy."
I'm gonna come on tomorrow. I'm gonna have a full head of hair too.
Listen, y'all, I'm your
I'm gonna do
host.
like the Braun did.
I'm your host, Donald Morton. I'm not messing with Leroy today. Until Leroy decides to own his children, I'm not messing
The whole hairline. I'm gonna have it all. I'm going LeBron the bar. Have a full head of hair.
I am your host, Donald Morton, Chief Visionary Officer of Remand. And at Remand, we help Black men interrupt patterns, disrupt behaviors, break the vicious cycles of missed potential, and help that man master his life, leadership, and legacy. We also help Black businessmen, depending on what side of the fence you on with us. We help Black businessmen build profitable businesses while maintaining amazing relationships with their wives and with their children. This is my co-host, Babyface Finster, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Introduce yourself, man. Say good morning to the people again. Nah, Crystal said, nah, we not doing the male lace fronts, Leroy. Oh, no. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can literally see that. And if you could see Leroy in the lace front and not bust out laughing, put a 1 in the chat. If you could see Leroy in the lace front and you could respect him after that, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know where y'all stand.
I'm gonna bring my graduation. I'm gonna bring my college graduation picture here when I had a full head of hair.
Marla
and
said
then
no.
big goggle glass. And big goggle glasses.
Go ahead and say good morning, Black man.
Good morning, Black people. What's going on? Hope y'all had a great weekend. Hope you all are ready for the week. That's what we getting focused. We're going to be focused this week. The word of the week for me is focus. How focused are you? Are you focused on what it is that you need to do, what you want to do, what you have to do this week? Boom. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So Dwight Robinson said, "No way, no lace front." Marlon said he'll never get a wife. He'll never get a wife. No lace front. Marvin Harris, good morning, bro. Good to see you, black man. Dr. Alonda, good morning to you. I got a text into you. I need to talk with you a little later today. Crystal said, hold up, you know I'm an AI content creator. Hold still, Leroy. Let me screenshot. Hold still, Leroy. Let me screenshot you and edit a Steve.
Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna. Y'all gonna see me going like this. I'll be going like this. All in front.
Dodge and move, Leroy. Dodge and move. Oh God. Yeah. So I had a great weekend. Happy birthday again to Lala. March 8th is her birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So she I took her on a surprise trip, just kind of took her to hang out, get out of the area. And we had fun, just kind of getting away and chilling. And so thank y'all for being patient with us. As and I'm talking about all the work of Remain, because you know I had to get away and take my lady away and let her enjoy herself. Hey Leroy, and we'll put the hoodies up in about 3 minutes so that we have plenty of time to talk about today's topic. Crystal said, happy birthday, Marla. Yeah. We actually went to South Carolina. We went to Charleston, South Carolina. And Leroy, while we were there, Lala will bear witness to this, right? While we were there, in my spirit, man, I just remembered Mother Emanuel, right? And so Mother Emanuel, for those of you that don't remember, you should remember, but Mother Emanuel is the place where 9 people were slaughtered in their local church. The pastor and 8 of his people were shot and killed by Dylan Roof inside that local church at a Bible study while they embraced a white male that comes in. They embrace him like everybody else would embrace him in the black community. Nobody's tripping. Nobody's saying, what's a white man doing here? Nobody's doing that, right? He shoots it up. And Lala will tell you, Leroy, man, I'm saying, babe, isn't it Charleston where Mother Emanuel is? And she said, yeah, I think so. And while I'm saying that, Leroy, she said, oh, that's a pretty church. And we were literally riding by at the very moment that I asked the question. We were literally riding by Mother Emanuel AME Church. And eerily heavy, Leroy, just really, really heavy, man. So a portion, and I really, in front of all of y'all, I really have to apologize to my wife because it really was a celebratory time. It was a time for me to get her away, eat well. I'm gonna tell y'all something else that happened. Wow, Leroy, I'm Gary Clowner. You know, I'm Gary Clowner. You know, I gotta tell y'all all the things.
All I'm gonna tell you, get ready for the clap back, because you know she gonna clap back.
Clap back game is strong, bro. Clap back.
You can go down to school if you want. You can go down to school if you want to, but she gonna come right back at you.
Her clapback game is strong. Ain't no doubt about it. I think that's why people love her, because she will come back with no problems. Her wit, she's got quick wit. Marvin said, good morning, boss lady. Keith Lewis, good to see you, man. Good morning to you, my guy. Thank you for hanging out. Dr. Alonda said, don't do my sister. I got to tell you what happened. I got to tell you what happened. So I got to apologize to her, because a part of the trip, bro, was just, it was heavy. I couldn't get, I actually was driving and just cried, right? I didn't cry uncontrollably, but I just cried. The heaviness of that moment, and bringing back to my mind the power of forgiveness that the 9 showed. And there's been much debate about whether or not they even should have taken some time just to kind of gather it all before rushing to forgiveness, right? But I just want to celebrate them. I want to bear witness to their existence and their lives, and love them as now part of our ancestors. Yeah, man. So it was heavy. So let me get off of that, because I'll start crying again, right? It was just a heavy moment. The church is beautiful. I took some pics. Go to my Facebook page, y'all. Check out the pics that I took. So my wife and I, we like food, right? So we went to a hibachi place in Charleston, either Charleston, Columbia. I don't know. One of those places. And Leroy, they sing her happy birthday. We have our food. She likes daiquiris, and so do I. So, she had a strawberry daiquiri, right? And she leans over to me, Leroy. She said, "Hey." I said, "What?" She said, "That thing had a little kick to it. I'm feeling a little buzz." Right? So if you ever hang around my wife when she's a little tipsy, she doesn't do anything but laugh uncontrollably. That's just, to jokes that she makes up that aren't funny at all. But she just laughs like Leroy, like knee slapping stuff, like, babe, ain't that funny? I'm like, no, babe, that's not funny, right? This time she has a daiquiri that has a little kick. But at this hibachi, I don't know whether or not you guys have ever been to this hibachi or a hibachi like this, but they actually squirt soup. Is it suki? Babe, what is it? Babe, put it in the chat. What is it? It's the Asian wine. It's the Asian alcohol. Leroy, from across the room, the dude's aim was strong. He had it in sake. Thank you, Marv. Sake. Marv, from across the room, they are squirting the sake. So the guy asked her, yeah, Crystal, sake. The guy asked her, "Man, would you like some sake for your birthday?" And she don't know what she drinking. She has no idea. She thinks it's water, right? So the guy is squirting, and she said, "I'm not telling on myself." Leroy, I have no idea why the woman drank all that she drank. I mean, he just kept squirting and squirting and squirting. She's drinking it. Bruh, that girl was lit. Hear me when I say, when I tell you that girl was lit. She walks out of the hibachi place. Her shoes are untied. Like she's stumbling all over. I'm like, she's telling her normal jokes. Yeah, it was her birthday. Yeah, I mean, I let her be great. So I'm having to sit down, tie her shoes, walk her through the car. She wakes up the next day, "Babe, I have the worst headache." I said, "All right, babe." It was pouring down rain. in in Charleston. So I got up, went to a local Walmart, got her something for her head. So she said, "Baby, you ain't got to get up. I'll just sleep it off." I said, "No, ma'am." Did I have a strawberry daiquiri? I didn't, but I love them. I usually would, but the guy that was serving us, it was his first day, and so I didn't want him to mess up my order. But I love strawberry daiquiris. Usually I will drink them together. But Leroy, your girl's a lush. Your girl's a lush. I know it's I know it's I know it's your girl. I know it's your girl. I know you love her. I know she loves you. But your girl is a lush. I had to tie her shoes. I had to walk her to the car. She has a hangover. Yeah, all that, right? For for her birthday. So happy birthday, babe, again. Marv said, Miko, from hanging around you, you lush. Oh, God. Look, enough about me. Get on with the show. I'm getting on with the show. I just needed to tell the people. You can't hold your liquor, girl. Hoodies up. All right, Marv, hoodies up. Here we go. Hoodies up. And thank you all for hanging out with us today. Hey, listen to me. On the heels of a phenomenal weekend, a turbulent weekend, I saw a Facebook post that it wasn't on Facebook. It was on TikTok, and it was by and from
Lord.
dear friend of mine, April Franks, right? And she was talking about, April is about to be married. She met her fiance like 30 days, got engaged in 30 days, a whirlwind of a romance, right? And I'm so happy for her. She looks so happy, so pleased. I just think it's dope. And there are always, Leroy, people that have something to say about what you post, right? There can be trolls, there can be there can be look, Leroy, you see Crystal and Marvin, they fight now. Crystal said, "You're not the producer, Marvin. It's not 10:30."
I see it.
Marvin said, "Crystal, I digress."
They behind. They in the back studio arguing.
We got our first
panel
war going on. We got employees battling.
I said, hoodies up. No, it ain't time yet.
So Leroy, one of the things that I am noticing is that for everyone who wants to know, right? We want to talk about today defying the noise, mastering the art of ignoring unwarranted opinions. Mastering the art of ignoring unwarranted opinions. So one of the things that I've seen, bruh, for those who have business ideas and they post it, relationship stuff that they're posting about their relationships, any number of things that you just have to be courageous enough to be vulnerable. Look, Marvin said Crystal Funny Styles Clark needs to go back and watch the I Quick segment. What's happening with our team, Leroy? They are unraveling. They are unraveling. So Leroy, what do you feel like the place of being vulnerable plays in building business and developing relationship? I feel like there has to be a certain level of courage developed by brothers Um, Leroy, look at Crystal's comment. She's telling Marv in my office after the show. Right? I want to know how you guys, and I'm talking to Leroy now, but I also wanted to know from you guys how you handle unwarranted opinions. When you reach a place of any level of status, right? Doesn't matter what level of status that is. If you're a popular person, just personally, if you post on social media a lot, if you talk about your love life on social media, if you talk about your business on social media, if you talk about your family on social media, whatever it is, I'm wondering, Leroy, how you handle. Let me ask you this, and then I'm asking you guys at the same time. Just kind of type it in the chat. Leroy, how do you handle unwarranted opinions? Like, how do you handle when you're talking about a particular subject? You talk every single morning. How do you handle unwarranted opinions?
Well, mine is simple when it comes to social media. I ignore it. If
Okay.
people don't realize social media is only as, what's the word I'm looking for? It's only as upsetting as you allow it to be. Because if it's an unwanted opinion, hey, I care less what you think about it.
Mm,
I move on. I can, and if it's like this morning, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm on TikTok, right? And one of the TikTok people, whatever, she comes on another one of those cotton candy podcasts, just
yes. Yes.
5 blocks down at the green on, and then make a left, one of them. And all these folks on there doing are arguing. I'm like, Jesus, like first thing Monday morning. And so, all they're doing is just all it reminded me of was those reality shows where people are they just at each other arguing. And one person doesn't want the other person let the other person talk or finish or anything like that. And I'm like, this stuff is nonsense. And the host makes it even worse because they want all of that, negativeness, and they just let it go on and on and on and feed it instead of negotiating. So I'm like, my opinion, I'm like, I wouldn't even engage in something like that, you know, because I'm just like, this is not. And if the if the engagement or if the opinion is from someone that I don't know or that I'm may not be familiar with, and yeah, whatever, your opinion don't matter to me. But somebody that I genuinely may think about, and they give me an unwarranted opinion about something, I might be apt to say, okay, it might catch my ear. It's like,
Okay.
I don't think I might say something like, I don't think I asked you for your opinion about this, but you gave it anyway. Because here's funny, me and my best friend, she'll do something like that. She'll give me her opinion about something. And I'm like, I ain't asked you about nothing. And I do the same thing to her. It's like, but that's what we do. Wanted to well, and the first thing she'll say, well, I'm gonna tell it to you anyway, you know. so so it just it most of the time, if it's somebody that I don't know or barely know or may not be with, I just ignore it or move on or whatever. If it's somebody that that I have a relationship with, a friendship with, or whatever, and I value their opinion about things, I might be more apt to to kind of hear it,
I
or
like
or,
what
or,
Marla.
or, or kind
Look at
of
what
give
Marla just said, bro.
give
She
ear
said
to it.
the
Uh-huh.
consensus is. Marla just said the consensus is if you put your life out here on social media,
Yep.
you are fair
Yep.
game for others to judge.
Thank you, Marlon. That is exactly how I feel. Because I asked somebody, and we were talking about Deion Sanders, right? when he was going through the separation or the breakup with him
Yes.
and Tracy Edmonds, right? And we got into this conversation about, well, he has a right because they asked for privacy. Well, can you give us a? I'm like, no, you don't put your whole life out. You don't put your whole life out there and everything. But now all of a sudden that y'all going through a breakup, you want privacy? Nah, dude, don't. That's not how you do it. I mean, Marla put that perfectly. Yeah, it's fair game. It's
Yeah.
fair game for people to judge you because you putting it out there. If you
Yeah.
don't want it out there, don't put none of it out there. Then.
Yeah.
That's my adage about it.
So Crystal
Because
says
people gonna give you their opinion.
they're gonna give you
you
their
put it, yeah,
whether you want them to or not, right? People have
correct.
their opinions about everything, right? So Crystal says, so for me, social media is social. So the posts are public
Mm-hmm.
and open for opinion. You're allowing people
Yep,
to comment. I accept it and
correct.
sometimes challenge it. It's interesting to understand different perspectives. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That it's let me hear from the rest of y'all. Because I agree with Lala. I agree with Crystal. It's social yeah, right. It's social media. It's social media. Like you're
All
inviting
right, bro.
have
Let me ask you this.
sure.
All right, and I've heard people say this, and I'd like to get your opinion on this too.
Yes, sir.
Do you feel as if, because some people say, well, social media ain't real, and I'm like, how do you feel as if it's not real, and there's somebody that's real responding to or even putting up something on social media? I don't get when people say that that it's not real.
Because it's not
It,
real.
it's like it like so
It's
you
not
don't
real.
think
No, so what people are saying is like which is a part of what I think that's a brilliant segue, Leroy, to what I really want to address. Coach Walter says, if you don't want it known to the world, don't show it to the world. Real
yeah,
clear. If you
exactly.
don't want it,
Yep.
uh, Miko said, I agree, Walter. Facebook user says, keep your business off of social media unless you want the opinions of others. Right.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
Coach said, because people only show you because that's the point, Leroy. So Coach hit it square on. It's not real because people only show you what they want you to see,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Social
Hmm.
media is this human highlight reel, and many of the
Hmm.
highlights are purchased. So, in an
Hmm.
age where social media influencers and the like are doing their best to position themselves for clients or whatever the case may be, they will post the things that they feel like can help them, right? Get new clients,
Hmm.
create new traction, whatever the case may be, right? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, just a highlight reel. So it's the challenge that I have with social media because I want to go back to when Megan Good and what was her husband's name? Franklin, Devon Franklin,
Devon Franklin.
right?
Devon Franklin. Hmm.
Right. So when they divorced, most people that have and let me just say this too. Most of y'all, if you have a PR firm, you need to fire your PR firm because this stuff that they're saying PR firms, Leroy, are saying sounds rehearsed. It just sounds
Hmm.
rehearsed. It doesn't sound
Hmm.
authentic, right? It doesn't sound authentic. It doesn't sound real. It's not true. So when
Right.
they break up, this whole idea that we're going on our different journeys as friends, we're still in love. Listen,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
stop.
Yeah.
And then you want to say, well,
Yeah.
it's nobody's business what really happened. Well, you let everybody in,
Hmm.
right? You let everybody in when it was time to celebrate you, but you don't let
Hmm.
anyone's opinion when things go a little left.
or on social media talking about relationship goals, and then all of a sudden you don't want nobody in your business when the relationship.
And here's my deal. I think there's a wonderful opportunity for social media. And I'd like to hear your perspective on this. I'd like to hear you guys' perspective on this too. Willie McMillan says social media is a stage full of actors. All are wearing masks. The truth comes from people that know the real you. Absolutely. But I do think, Willie, tell me whether you agree. And I'm asking Leroy this first, and then I want to hear from you guys. Right, babe. It's not the full story. It's just not. And I think, Leroy, there is a opportunity though, bruh. I think there's an opportunity for us to begin to practice vulnerability in all of its forms, right? I think there's an opportunity for us to develop courage to put the real out there. And the reason why
people don't want to do that.
People don't want to do that. Tell me why people don't want to do that. Go ahead, man.
Well, because one, I think it goes to the term that you used was vulnerability, and people don't want to be seen as vulnerable. And then I think the second thing to that is I think that people they want everybody to think that their life is perfect, if you will, and that there are no flaws in their life. That goes to what you all were saying, where they're only telling half the story, or they're not telling the full story. Because as we talk about here and remain, nah, it ain't just about those good things that you want to hear. We're gonna tell you those we're gonna tell you those things that you need to hear, and they ain't that pretty. Those things that we know that need to be dug up, that need to be dealt with, and they can't be dealt with if all you're doing is ignoring them. And most people don't want to. They want to ignore their imperfections. They don't want to deal with them. And there's something that not just social media, because this was actually has been around even before social media. Because if you ever remember, I know you're a couple days younger than me, so you might not remember this, but Robin Leach's The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Yes, sir.
They would put that on, and it gave you this fantasy life of what the fantasy life, because it's real for those that they were covering and everything like that. But for the average person, it wasn't real. Donald Trump was masterful at using that and created the reality TV, which was, I'm going to show you this lifestyle that you can always hope for, that you could possibly obtain. But most people aren't, because most people are average. Most people are mediocre. Don't get mad at me, y'all, but most people are average. Most people are mediocre. It's those that are extraordinary, that are willing to put in the work and do those things that they like and don't like, that are courageous enough to say, you know what, here it is, stinking all, as Pastor Charles Booth said, here it is, all stinking all, and I'm gonna deal with it. I got to deal with it. And most people don't want, or they don't necessarily want to deal with it. They don't want the public to know that they are dealing with it, because it's it may be an embarrassment to them. They may feel as if, hey,
what is the root cause of that? I know, but I want you to, from your perspective, what is the root cause of that?
What, the embarrassment?
The unwillingness to share embarrassing moments, challenges, so on, and particularly when we all recognize we all got them. Like it amazes me how many people try to avoid. Right. I think there's a difference for me, Leroy, between ignoring it and avoiding it. Right. People that attempt to avoid it they're not clear that everybody got them. Now, you may not have what I'm dealing with, but you got something that you're dealing with too. So it doesn't the reason why I can be transparent and vulnerable and talk about my past and talk about all that kind of stuff, the reason why my wife and I can talk about her being tipsy and drinking sake and me having a tire, like we don't care. This doesn't matter.
Right.
Like everyone has a story that if someone took a camera and said, I caught him, you didn't catch me. Like you happened to see me in a moment that was not so pretty. But the truth is all of us have them. That is what it is, Crystal.
Right.
That is what it is. People fear judgment.
Correct.
And
Absolutely.
what I want to help
Absolutely.
you deal with. What's up, Mike Norton? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. People fear judgment. And I want to know from you, Leroy, why? Like, particularly because most people that deal with judgment or that are judging you don't even know you. So why would it? And then I got so much going on in my mind, Leroy. Like, there are two types of people, right? Have you noticed that it's usually people that don't even know you, people on social media that read a clip, see a clip, they don't know you. They haven't looked at your full body of work. They don't know you. They saw you in a moment where they disagree with something that you said, but they don't know the full you. But Leroy, here's the other thing. I have noticed, tell me whether you agree, black man. I have noticed that the most judgmental people are people that have nothing going for themselves. They have nothing going for themselves. The people that are ultra successful, they ain't got time to hate on you. You'll never see the people that are making
Well,
millions.
some of them.
Huh? Yeah.
Some of them.
I don't know a person that is ultra successful. And when I talk about success, I'm talking about measuring money. I'm talking about measuring the people. The people that are ultra successful ain't looking for. They don't down the people that are, but they're not even paying attention. It's a totally different world.
Well, they're downing them, but they're people's opinion of them. And you take some athletes, you take some entertainers. They take that very seriously. And if they didn't, then they wouldn't have the PR firms like you talked about. Oh, you can't talk about this. Oh, you can't say that. The example the example for people is Whitney Houston. The persona of Whitney Houston was she was this princess, and she was ultra clean, didn't have any issues in her life. But when people started to see the real Whitney Houston, it was like, oh, and she worried about that. She worried about the fans' opinion of her, because she felt as if, and a lot of those entertainers feel, I'm going to lose the people who have supported me, and I will no longer be in the limelight.
Two different things.
Yeah, of judgmental that Crystal talked about.
We're talking about two different things.
Okay.
I'm not talking about a celebrity status, right? That I'm not saying that they don't care about what people think of them. I'm saying that a celebrity is not spending their time in the business of someone that is a no-name. Like they don't care. It doesn't.
Well, that's true. Right? I can agree with that. Yeah, it was another no-name.
It just doesn't matter. So when I hear like at the tables that I'm at now, the people that I've been privileged to connect with now at this level, $1 million and more individuals that I'm connected with now, here's a deal. The conversations are different.
Absolutely
different at that table.
Well, that's true. But here's my thing. When people start to think about this, you can't. When we talk about overall, we can't just narrow it down to just the circle that we run in. This world is huge. So when we say, well, in my circle, I only see this, that may be your circle. But do you know how many other people that are out here and that whose circle doesn't look anything like yours? And there are, there are individuals that are hot, that are more popular or whatever, have a influence and are, have a presence because of their talent or skill or whatever. Do worry about what people think, and they're worried about who, not necessarily the average person, but they're thinking about who's saying it. Is this somebody that is of significance? Is this somebody of importance? Because Kevin Durant is one that will, he pays attention to his Twitter. This is a dude that will clap back on anybody that has anything negative to say about him on social media. So I get it. That most it might be most. I don't get into percentages because I don't know the percentage of those people that are on the level that you're talking about in those conversations. Most of us who are like you're saying that are in those conversations with you, yeah, we don't give 2 cents about it. We ain't thinking about the other people, whether they are relevant or irrelevant people.
Yeah.
But there are people who do pay attention to that, and they live their lives off of it. They base
That,
their lives
that-
off of it.
that's my point.
Unfortunately.
My point is exactly that. Here's the deal, y'all.
Mhm.
When you are giving license and fuel to
Yeah.
to the distraction of unwarranted attention or opinions, I need you to begin to see that as a character flaw. If
Mm,
what someone says can shift what you do,
mm,
I need you to see that as a character. I need you to see that as an issue. So many of you know my spiritual father's name is Mike Freeman, right? Apostle Mike Freeman. He is in Temple Hills, Maryland, Brandywine, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. He's got 3 different campuses. If you ever watch him, that dude says some of the most outlandish stuff in this world. And here's what he said: you can't cancel me because you didn't make me. You can't cancel me because you did not make me. When you develop such a connection with your creator that it doesn't matter what people say. It just doesn't. You've got to be willing in this instance to be vulnerable, to be courageous enough to be transparent and authentic, whatever that means for you, and be okay with whatever comes from that. The moment you decide that you are willing to shift and change and be someone totally different than who you said you were because of someone's opinion, I question your character. Your character is under question to me. What gives me the right to speak on this? Let me tell you, because that was me. The whole ability to be chameleon like, the ability to have this person like me, and then if this person says I don't like you for this reason, I'm gonna deal with that, and I'm gonna be what you need me to be. I'm gonna be what you need. It ain't no character in that. There's no character in that. And believe it or not, y'all, a part of what is keeping you from being successful in business, being successful in relationship, and I just talk about me. A part of what kept me from being successful in business, relationships, and others is the fact that I wasn't authentic, and being inauthentic is a character flaw. You're not authentic in being yourself. Absolutely right. It's a character flaw. And because no one's talked to you about it, you keep doing it as if you winning. You're not winning. You're in a prison. You're in a prison, and the prison that you're in is other people's opinions. So I need you to begin to see it a bit differently as we begin to take off the hoods and the hoodies in a moment. I need you to begin to see it differently, right? That that I need you courageous enough to be yourself. Do you know how many relationships, Leroy, would have lasted if people entered the relationship fully themselves? Not this thing where everybody enters in and put their best foot forward. No, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not cool. Right? So you're putting your best foot forward, you know that ain't the real you, and then 10 months down the line, after you done got the ring, after she has committed to you, now you want to talk about all the problems that you got. I've been there, I've done that. It is the most disingenuous thing you can do. Put it all out there on the front end and give that person the right and the choice to make a decision about the real you.
But see, most people, I'm gonna be honest with you, you know this, most people ain't gonna do that because of the fear
Right.
of not being able to get that
Right, bro.
person. I
Right,
mean, brothers
right.
brothers aren't going to be upfront telling the woman, "Yeah, I want you, but I want to have this woman and that woman and that woman," because they know, hey, if the choice is given to that woman or those women, they're gonna be like, "Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm not trying to be with you and share you with 18 other women." That type of thing.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
and I mean, people have that they where we, like you said, I do believe that people wear the mask.
yes.
People put on the mask. Now I will push a little bit back on you where we're saying I do believe you should put your best foot forward, but you should be authentic in acknowledging your flaws, in putting your best foot forward,
How does
because I
one
want to
how does
show
one
you.
how does one
I
do
want to
that?
show you.
Like,
Well,
I don't
I think
understand.
you I think
Mhm.
you put your best foot forward by understanding who you are, by
Okay.
knowing, hey, these are my things that I am or that I do well, but
Yes, sir.
also at the same time, I'm not perfect. Here's
Okay.
some things that I'm working on,
Okay.
that I'm possibly working on, or
Okay.
that I know I need to work on. So that's, to me, that's putting your best foot forward. I think acknowledging your flaws is putting your best foot forward. I
Oh,
do agree. I
absolutely.
think you're right there.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
that's part
Yeah.
of putting your best foot forward, is being unashamed, and then being courageous enough. And you use that word. I love the way you use it. Being courageous enough to say, "Look, this is who I am. I'm flawed. I'm not perfect. I have a genuineness in you, and I hope that you can understand who I am, just like I would hope that you would in turn do the same. I can do the same for you, where you will be open and authentic to me, and
Yeah.
then we can see if there's something that we can move forward with
Yeah.
and deal with. But
Yeah.
most people ain't that courageous, bro. We know
Yeah.
that they ain't that courage. They
Most,
ain't that
most people
courageous.
most people aren't. And that is why I wanted to talk to y'all today. Most people aren't. And a part of the reason why I wanted to have a conversation with y'all is because the truth is, I need you to be. I need you to be. I need you to be more courageous. I need you to be more honest. I need you to be more open, more transparent, because character is the connection to success.
Say that again, bro. Love
Character
that,
is
like
the
that.
connection to success. Success is not sustainable without character. So being a grown
Yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah. Somebody put that in there.
yeah, put that in the chat for us. Crystal said, since Marvin had y'all start early, you can extend to 11:05. Crystal Fendi Styles Clark, producer.
I'm sorry, Miss Producer, but I got another appointment, so I can't extend to 11:05 on Mondays.
So Leroy will tag out. It's 11 o'clock now, man. So you should probably tag out. And
Yeah,
I'm going to continue to, because I want to run the commercial at the end. But
yeah,
I
yeah,
want everyone to understand the importance of developing character. there is a character success connection that you cannot avoid.
Yep.
You can't avoid it. And I need y'all to hear me. Now, there are different elements of character. We'll talk about those in a future broadcast. So there are different elements to it. But I need y'all to understand the importance of having character as we close today's podcast. And a part of it is making sure that you understand the value in authenticity and in transparency. And vulnerability. Crystal said we need to do a show in the evening, like an after work session. No, ma'am. I'll think about it. My evenings are
Crystal,
tight.
he ain't having it.
Yeah, my evenings are
He
tight.
ain't having it, Crystal.
I got too much going on as it is. Dwight said, free yourself through you being your best self. And acknowledging, Leroy said it best, acknowledging your flaws. Just acknowledge it. So we love y'all so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Here we go.
Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton.
Dr. Donald Morton. Dr. Donald Morton is an award-winning social entrepreneur known for his innovative social solutions.
Based on this fatherhood and manhood issue in droves, in incredibly large numbers. And I felt it necessary for someone to have a voice like yourself to do the work of restoring men in our society. And I've been doing that work ever since.
His latest solution is expressed as the CEO of Remand.
So Remand, the nonprofit, is about helping brothers that are coming out of prison, brothers that are dealing with child support, brothers that are the most marginalized of our communities, helping them with their character and the institutions that impact them. And then the LLC, our for-profit arm, is really attempting to address the CEOs and CFOs and entrepreneurs and people like that say, look, I got issues too as a black man. My issues are a bit different because I'm in the C-suite. Mm-hmm. And how it plays out in the C-suite is very different than how it plays out on the block and those brothers that are coming out of re-entry. But here's a deal. All of us the same, for real, for real.
Dr. Morton is the former executive director of the Complexities of Color Coalition. As executive director of the coalition, he worked to congregate Wilmington, Delaware's African American community in order to create comprehensive strategy to influence institutions, policies, and laws. Dr. Morton has over 25 years of experience in African American community leadership. Remand is deeply personal. While he's glad that thousands of men are on this journey with him, it was started because he needed liberation. He was broken and bound, and he was fighting to put his life back together after divorce, infidelity, business challenges, bankruptcy, and a life destroyed by being the worst liar ever. Yes, Dr. Morton was a liar until he faced himself and proved his signature science, the character arc. Then and only then was he ready to lead men to learn and live the science of being Remand.